Good morning, ladies. Welcome back. You know, I cannot tell you how much I love getting questions and comments from all of you. And I did get another one, which was a request for a makeup look. We know that in summertime there are graduations and so many things going on, but one of the things that seems to happen more often in the summer than any other season is weddings. And the question that I got was how to do makeup for a wedding guest going to a wedding, not necessarily the bridal makeup, because I am not an expert in doing bridal makeup. That's not something I did when I worked at Bare Essentials. I did every day. I did some prom makeup and stuff like that, but I did not do any brides. We had a couple of girls that worked there that did take specific training for doing bridal makeup. With that said, I will tell you there is a good way to do makeup as a guest or as mother of the bride. I was the mother of a bride at my daughter's wedding, obviously, and my daughter wanted me to feel special and pampered and had my makeup done. And I will tell you that after it was done, I had to go downstairs and take most of my face off. Not my eyes. My eyes looked great. But one of the things that I told the girl, if you are mature like I am, I was 63 at the time, powder is not my friend. And I know they want to try to make your makeup last as long as you possibly can. So they want to put powder on there. But that's not always a good thing if you have severely dry or mature skin. So there's other ways to do that with setting sprays and primers and things like that, which I prefer, and then a small amount of powder because you want to make your makeup last. So whether you're the mother of the bride and you're going to be there for many hours, or you're a guest and you're going to be there from the wedding all the way through the reception, that's several hours. So you want to make sure that your makeup's going to last, number one. Number two, what's appropriate? My fun makeup that I like doing with colors and everything, I don't think is necessarily appropriate for weddings. Depending on what the wedding is, if it's a daytime wedding, you're not going to go full on glam and super dark on your eyes either. You're going to want it to be, just a nice look. And that's what I'm going to show you today, how to do a nice basic look. I've brought 3 palettes up that I'm going to show you that I think are perfect for wedding makeup, whether you're going to do it for a daytime wedding, whether you're going to do it for an evening wedding, because you can take any one of these palettes that I brought up with me from daytime to nighttime. And that is the nice thing. These palettes are a good investment because you can get multiple looks out of them. So I would highly recommend any of those. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that while you're here, you will hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, give it a big thumbs up, and share it with a friend. So let's get started with this guest makeup wedding look. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put a little clip up. Okay, one of the things that you want to do is always use a primer. I just brought up my e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I am really liking this. And I'm going to put a little bit of this on. Now, I will tell you, I know the hack that's going around with the Aquaphor. I tried it. It works great for me. I have severely dry skin. Just watched a video yesterday. Angie from Angie Hot Flashy, she tried it and it made her wrinkles look more prominent. With me, it just, and I use like Aquaphor at night sometimes to slug and everything, and I don't have any problem because my skin is so severely dry. So when I did that, I just put it on, pressed it in, gave it a minute, put everything on, and just lightly powdered, and I tell you, I was amazed by it. So if you have severely dry skin, and I know hers isn't quite as dry as mine, it worked beautiful on my skin. Okay, we've got that on. I have done all my skincare. I have my sunscreen on. I will list things down below for you. Everything that I'm using today, I will list down there for you so you have it. I did not bring up scissors though. I did bring up some tape. Let's see if just hairs. Okay. I got this on Amazon and you got like, I think 10 rolls or something of this. It's just funny. So today I'm going to look straight ahead and tape. just up on an angle. So this just gives you a little bit of help. You don't have to do this. You can do my other thing where I use concealer, or you can use like almond oil or something like that to take off. But I thought this would just be something different today. So I've got that taped. I'm going to put on my eye primer. I'm going to use my Ace Beauty. Ace Beauty right now is having a sale. I think they're rebranding everything. I don't think they're going away, but they're rebranding. This is my favorite, and now the tube is black, and I got this in light when I originally got it. Now it's got a universal shade. This is one of my absolute favorite eye primers, and I've used it so many times, and you've seen it before. I love it because it does give you a little bit of color or neutralizing on your lids, but it also holds your shadow, and that is a definite must. If you are going to be at a wedding, or if you're going to be anywhere for any kind of event that you're going to this year, it is so important to take the time to prep your skin and to prep your eyes, put your primers and everything on that are going to help hold all of your products in place. And you can see that just sort of neutralized it and gave me a nice even canvas. Okay, these are the 3 palettes that I brought up that there 2 of them are like in my top. This is the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. This palette is a great palette because look at the versatility in this. It goes all the way from light to dark. So depending on if you're going to a casual daytime wedding, or if you're going to maybe one that's in the afternoon to evening, but it's still not quite as dressy, or if you're going full out glam, you could go as light or as dark as you want. And I think that is just perfect for wedding makeup, and it's neutral. So it would go with pretty much whatever you're going to wear. The other one, and it's probably no surprise, is the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. I'm a cool girl. This has got neutral to cool colors in it. It does have a couple of warm. You know, when I got this palette, everybody was saying, oh, it's definitely 100% cool palette, but it's not. To me, it has a little bit of, it's got some warm colors in here too. But again, it's got colors that are neutral, that you can go light or you can deepen it up for a fancy wedding. The other one that just came out last year is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. And again, it's perfect. I think for wedding makeup, whether you're the bride or you're a guest, you don't want to go too flashy and wear like blues or purples, or, you know, do too super dramatic. You're not trying to get attention. You're not trying to like stand out with an ultra glam look. The bride is supposed to be the attention. So to me, these are beautiful palettes that people are going to look at you and say, you look beautiful and your makeup looks beautiful, but it's not going to be too overly dramatic. And I think that's the big thing. When I was done for my daughter's wedding, I had false lashes and everything on. I think as a guest at a wedding, you can put false lashes on. You can put them on any day. I don't, because I don't have time to do that, but that's fine. I just wouldn't go like with your super bright colors or anything like that. I just don't think that is not necessarily appropriate. You got to do you. So I guess I should say, if that's something you want to do, go ahead and do it. But in me doing me, and for a mature woman for a wedding, these are just the ideas that I've come up with that I think are great for a wedding look. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of these palettes to do today. I'm going to go, I haven't done this one in a while. So I think I just did one or showed the Born This Way one, and I did, I think, the nude one. So I'm going to do the Retro Glam palette. And I brought up some brushes up here with me. I've got some, so I'm just going to grab one. And actually, I'm going to grab a color out of this one first, and I'm going to grab the one right at the end that's called Swan, because this is a perfect underbrow color. And I'm going under my brow, but I'm not sticking right close because this is just, it's light enough, but then it's giving me something to blend into. Okay, so now for my crease, I love how Natasha Denona, this one that she did, it's been out a while. It'll tell you crease this, it'll tell you crease, outer lid, brow bone, different things, you know. So she's nice and helpful as far as that goes. So I'm going to pick the one up at the top that does say crease on it because I think it's a perfect mid-tone neutral color, and I'm just going to start in my crease. And remember, again, when you're doing your crease color, I always look straight ahead first so I can see where my crease is, and I want to go slightly above it. And then I sort of tip my eye back because it's easier for me to blend. But I get my first initial, okay, here's where I got to go to be above. Then I can look back and see it better. And you can't go wrong with Natasha Denona. You know, another good one that I just did a look on is like the ColourPop, that's taupe palette. ColourPop has one called I Need a Nude or something. It's not I Need a Nude. That's Natasha Denona one. They've got a nude one too as well. That I think they're perfect. Now for my daughter's wedding, and I love this, and that's another color that I would suggest. If you want to do like rosy tones, you know, not like super bright, but that's what they did for me at my daughter's because they knew. So like the retro palette from Natasha Denona, or Tarte has some that have like the mauve colors. Those are also perfect. You know, they go great if you have like blue and green eyes. Those are perfect colors that look sort of neutral. They don't look overdone, but I think that they, you know, they go really good. Oops, I think my tape slipped. Okay, so I've got my color, and again, you can see where I've gone above. So when my eyes are open, you can see the color. And that's the name of the game. You want to be able to see what you've done. Now I'm going to get a little bit smaller one, and I'm going to go just a little bit deeper in my corner. I don't want this too dark, but I'm going to do the one here called Smoke. And that's going to be for my outer corner here. And I know it looks dark when you first put it on, but we are going to blend, 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 blend. And then I like to take whatever my color is that's deeper in my corner, and I bring it up just a little bit. Here, now I'm going to soften it up and blend it out a little bit. But it's going to give you a little bit more depth and dimension at that corner edge. It's hard to see now with the tape and everything on, but once that gets off, you'll be able to see it. Now, if you're going to a little bit more of an evening one, they have where they've got your outer lid, these colors here, your outer lid, outer lid, outer lid, like if you wanted to put shimmer all the way across. And I've done that because I like taking one of these colors and taking that outside color here, and instead of leaving it matte, making it a little bit more shimmery. So you can take a flat brush and take one of these colors. It's an outer edge one if you wanted to, and just lightly, and you can see it didn't really change it enough. I used this one here. It just gave it a slight shimmer because you're putting it over the matte color, but it also deepened it up a little bit. So if you were doing something that was maybe a little bit more of an evening one, dress it up, that just gave it a little bit more dimension. And And I just love that. So, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of the shimmer colors. Now this is where, again, you can, depending on if your wedding is daytime or nighttime or whatever, if you stayed, you could have even gone for the daytime look, real daytime. You could have gone something like this in the crease and this to deepen it up, which would have been even a softer look, and then pick something really light on your lid. And that would have been perfect for a daytime casual one that's just nice and light and bright. But I'm going middle of the road here. So I'm going for one that's maybe evening, but it's not like super, the guests are not all wearing long, fancy ball gown dresses. You're wearing fancy dresses, but not necessarily like super ultra black tie. So I think that's what most weddings are. They're in the middle, but then, you can get casual or you can get super dressy. But most of the ones that I went to, I wore very nice dresses and everything, but I wasn't wearing like a long formal evening gown or anything like that. So with that being said, for the lid, you could pick, instead of going something super dramatic like this, this is what Natasha Denona saying for the center lid. That would be great for like a really super evening one, but they've got this for the center lid. They've got this for the center lid that they're suggesting. And that's why I like this palette. And they're great colors because I think that they're all, neutral enough. Now, do I want to go, I'll show you these. I can go either more peachy or more gold, and then I'm going to show you. Okay, these are 3 of the options, and this one on the bottom is what I was saying. This says in her palette for center lid. That would definitely be for a more dramatic look. These 2 are more if you're doing like a daytime or an evening wedding that's not quite as dressy. So depending on what your eye color is, if you want to do gold or if you want to do more peach, depending on what you're wearing, you could pick one of those, which I think they're all pretty cool. Oh, they also have this one for center lid, which is super like gold and coppery looking. And you can't go wrong with Natasha Denona's shimmers. Her shimmers are just, they're amazing. One of the things that I would suggest with even Natasha Denona, and I know hers last, I would still put on a glitter glue. So I'm going to put on a little bit of my NYX glitter glue on my lid because I want this to last. If you're going to like a summer wedding and it's a summer outdoor wedding or something, and you could get hot and sweaty, you want to bulletproof. And okay, I'm going to pick one of these colors. And it's got some cute inner colors too. So I am going to brighten it up in my inner color. I think I'm going to go with, this one right here. I'm going to do a little bit more gold color, which is not normally me, but I'm going to try it just because everyone's been asking me if I've tried the new Natasha Denona Gold palette. And I will tell you no, and I will tell you I don't really plan on getting it. I have a lot. And one of these days I'll bring up my collection of all the palettes I have. I have probably 8 or 9 of her mid-size ones, and then I've got several of her smaller ones as well. I will tell you, I like the gold, like I like this on me, but I have gold. I have this, and it's not a color that I wear a lot. If you're someone that has warmer tones, and I saw it like on Allie Glenn, she's got brown eyes. It looked so pretty on her. I've got ash color hair, cooler undertones, and blue eyes. So gold is going to make the blue in my eyes pop because it's sort of opposite on the color wheel, but to wear a lot of gold around my eyes just isn't going to go with my hair and my skin tone and everything. So I've got some palettes that have some gold in them. I looked right after that when I got a comment. Someone asked me if I was going to buy it, and a couple of people did. And I went through and I looked and I'm like, you know what? I have some gold eyeshadows. Do I need to spend $69 on a whole palette that has it when I do have some palettes that have some gold in there? I don't think so. So I think I'm going to be passing on that one. I think it would be a great palette for someone who loves those warmer tones. If you're into buying all the warm palettes and stuff like that, I think that would be great because she did a great look on her own, and I think you can mix and match it with other ones. So that's a preference. I'm a cool tone girl. I will do cool and neutral, and I do have some that are like warm. This one right here from Too Faced, these are pretty cool, but there's some warm colors in here definitely. So I've got a lot of palettes that have cool and warm tones in them, and those are the kind of palettes that I really love because you can go either way. I got the Natasha Denona Xenon palette, which a lot of people are like, oh, that's way too like gray and this and that. I love it. I love it. I don't wear it a lot in summertime. I'm not going to wear it a lot in summertime, but I love those colors, but I like cool colors. So, you know, everyone has their own specific taste that they love. So I'm not going to me, that's whatever you want to do. I'm going to take this little brighter color right here, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And blend it into the other color. And that just brightened that up so much. So this is what we've got so far. I'm going to take my tape off. We'll see. I moved it a little bit, so. And you can see I've got my definition, but this is a very neutral look. Now you can go back, and I'm going to go back a little bit, and I'm going to actually get a little bit more definition here. And I've got my line, so I know where to stop. And this is where I like, this eye has got a little bit of cool and a little bit of warm, and this is where I do a little bit of my fine tuning at the end when I'm doing. Even if I have tape, I can get the brush that I want. Even if I'm using tape, I still like to go back and just touch up, just because sometimes the tape moves. It's good. Okay, love that. Now, for your liner, there's a couple of different options that you can do. One of the reasons I love this palette, it does have right here in the center a nice brown, and it says lash line on it. You can take and do your own lash line. Okay, did bring this brush up with me, and this, I've showed it before. This was one of my Bare Essentials or Bare Mineral brushes that look how thin this is. And this is perfect for doing on the top of your eyes liners. I did also bring up a LA Girls Ultimate Eyeliner for tight lining. So you have two options. If your eyes are super hooded, I would do the tight lining because it's going to stay. Mine are both. So I'm going to take and I am going to put just a small thin line, and I am going to literally like press this. Oop, I got a little bit of fall right into my lash line, because I want it to be as close and as thin as I possibly can, because I want it to be natural. And you can see I did not go all the way across. But this brush is so nice. And another thing you can do is you can wet it, and that's going to make it last a little bit longer, and that's okay. Got a little bit of fallout, but we haven't. That's why I always do my eyes first, because you never know. You could get that. Okay, I'm going to do some tight line. Brought up my eyelash curler, my lash separator. For my lashes, I'm going to use the new L'Oreal Panorama and my Voluminous Primer. These last really well, especially putting this primer on underneath. It seems like it just holds my mascara all day. I wear it all day. I never have any flakes. I don't have any smearing. So this is a good one that I would highly recommend. Okay, I'm going to go off camera and do my mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is the completed eye look that I think is totally appropriate for any wedding that you're going to. Got a little bit of eyeshadow fallout, which we'll take care of. But I think this is just nice, light, bright. It's perfect for a summer wedding, whether it's daytime, nighttime, or whatever it is. So with that, let's move on to our next step. Okay, first thing I'm going to do before I do my concealer, I just got this, and I've tried it like once or twice. This is the new Dermatology This is their under eye corrector. This is called Luminous Eye Corrector, and it has an SPF 41 in it. So I love how this you just pump it up just a little teeny bit. It's got a nice cooling tip. Just put it on and blend it out. I tell you, this feels amazing. And a little bit goes away, and that small amount that I put in there was definitely way more than enough. And this feels so super hydrating. It's like skincare and corrector all in one. And this is a great product. Especially on my dry, old, wrinkly eyes. See how that just brightened them up? Then my concealer, I'm going to use this Natasha Denona, but I'm going to wait because I'm going to put my foundation on first. Okay, and the foundations that I brought up two. I brought up my L'Oreal Infallible and then my L'Oreal True Match. I love both of these, and I know I use that word love a lot, but I do. These are like one of my favorite ones, and they are both. This one is super long wearing. This one, I love the formula of it. It's not quite as long wearing as the other one. So what I like to do is mix them. So I'm going to put some of each on the back of my hand, because I did not bring my mixer palette up. And then I'm going to, I brought my It Cosmetics Heavenly Face, and I'm just going to mix the two of these a little bit. Apply them to my face. And then I'm going to use my brush, and I'm pressing in as I'm doing this. I'm using more of a pressing motion because I'm trying to get this really in good, and then you can shear it out. I'm going to get a little bit more, but I like to start with pressing, and then you can pull, and you can see the beautiful finish that these give. And because you're wearing the L'Oreal Infallible, that is going to give it a little bit more longevity to it. So I'm going to put just a little teeny weeny bit more. And the two of them together give really nice, because I don't know if you could see before, I have like a red like hyperpigmentation spot. On my face, and the combination of these two just work so wonderfully. To just cover everything up. So that's that. Now, because I've got the foundation and I want a little bit up here, I'm not going to need hardly any concealer, and that's a good thing. I am just going to very lightly. Less is more. You want to look good, but you don't want something that is going to look cakey. This is summertime, so you just want something that's going to cover but look nice. It's going to last longer. I will tell you that. I got my Angie A506 concealer brush with me. My favorite concealer brush. Would highly recommend this. You can get these on Amazon now, ladies. You can buy them from BK Beauty separately. I've got the whole Angie Hot and Flashy set when it came out. The first year it came out, I got it on the waiting list as soon as I could, and I told my husband, that's one of my Christmas gifts. He's like, you want makeup brushes? And I said, yes, I do. That's what I like, so. And look at that, with the Natasha Denona. Worked perfect with the other. It's so nice and light. It doesn't accentuate fine lines and wrinkles. And I will tell you, I feel like I'm sleep deprived. I love my job. I love my job that I got I got it in 2019, and I absolutely love it. Yesterday was a little bit stressful, just everything going on. I thought when I got there, okay, I got there early. Let's just get moving through. I had to do a bunch of different things. And then I kept getting phone calls. And the one girl's like, boy, you're popular today. I'm like, yeah, but they're all problems. So I really was hoping I wasn't that popular because I was just solving problems. And by the time I got home, I'm like, okay, I just want to shut my mind off and just relax. So I went downstairs to work out and watched some YouTube and some other things while I was working out. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit too stressed. And first thing I did was give my puppies, where is my puppy? Oh, he got back out. Give my puppies some big hugs, and that always seems to help. I don't know if any of you have dogs or cats or pets, but I tell you, when I come home from work and my puppies are there waiting to greet me and just want to give me all kinds of hugs and just jump on you and let you cuddle them, that just takes the stress of any day away. I tell you, it just is amazing. Okay, the powder that I am going to use, and like I said, I use powder sparingly, is the Makeup Forever HD powder, the Ultra HD. This to me is a great powder. It's so finely milled. I mean, when you put it into this thing, I don't even know if you can see, it's just the finest like dust. It's so fine. And I'm just going to lightly set my under eye and set around my nose. Because these are the areas that I'm dry, but these are the areas that the center of the face are the ones that seem to wear off. I did bring up a little bit, tap off, because this is going to help blur and give you that HD soft focus look, which is great because, you know, you're all going to have pictures taken at the wedding. So maybe I will show you a picture of, I don't think I got too many pictures, had pictures taken of me at guest as a wedding, but I'll get maybe a picture of me and some of my girlfriends or me and my husband at my daughter's wedding so you can see that. But look at how soft focused that is now. I just love this powder. And like I said, I'm using it very sparingly. I'm just so lightly putting any on with just the smallest brush. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to press it in to make sure it's all pressed in nice. Perfect. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this, but I like contour. So this is the KVD contour. I haven't used this in a while, and I really like it. And I have my BK Beauty 109 brush, which I think is just perfect for this. And I love this KVD product. It's going to last forever. I mean, it's very pigmented. You use such a small amount. But look at that. It's just, and this brush, oh, this brush is amazing. It just is perfect for me for blending out the contour and stuff. So look at that nice, soft, subtle look. Now, for bronzer, what I'm going to use on the rest of my face, I am going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Bronzer. I love this bronzer for that specific reason. It's great for long wear, and it definitely is more of a bronzer color. So I'm going to use this up at the top. I like to put my bronzer up here, not because I'm trying to, I'm using a bronzer, not a contour up here, because I want it to look like the sun kissed my forehead, you know. So I'm trying to get that fresher, a little bit more alive look. And I'm going to take some excess and I'm just going to... Okay, for blush, I brought up my Rare Beauty. These little Rare Beauty blushes last such a long time, and they're highly pigmented and everything, but you're going to get long wear out of them. So if you're there at the wedding for a long time, and I'm going to use my It Cosmetics blush brush. And I'm not going to go overboard. I'm going to put a little bit more color on, because if I do get pictures, like if you're part of the family and you're going to the wedding and you're, you know, even if you're like the mother of the bride, but even if you're like family members, the bride's going to want to get pictures with family and stuff like that. So if you're a cousin or sister of the bride or aunt or something, they're going to want to get pictures. So you want to make sure that your makeup does show up. So you may have to, you know, go a little bit brighter or make it show up a little bit more. So to me, this shows up nice. It's not going to look like a clown, but it has enough color to it, and that's why I love these. It has enough color to it that look at that. Okay, I'm going to run downstairs real quick, fix my hair, and then I will be right back. I'm back, fixed my hair, forgot my earrings. I have to go down and get some earrings, but that's okay. Last thing I want to do are my lips, and I want to set my makeup. I want to use some setting spray that's going to make it last. So this is the MAC Fix Plus. I love this. This definitely will set your makeup. Let it, and then I just sort of press it in. But I think doing those steps is going to help your makeup last. And like I said, for mature skin, I wouldn't use a lot of powder, but by using the primer, by using a setting spray at the end, and using long wear products, I think you're going to get, excuse me, makeup that's going to last through your wedding and your reception. And that's the name of the game. Okay, so for lips, my favorite for something that's going to last a long time is the Maybelline Vinyl Ink. And I grabbed two shades. I came up here, I got Coy and Cheeky. Love that you got to shake these. And it was so funny because I can't remember, I think I told you the story that, I don't know if it was my daughter, I think it was my daughter. She didn't know you were supposed to shake them first. I'm like, you do know you're supposed to shake them first. So we have a couple of options. Koi is definitely a little bit deeper. It's a pink color, which would go good with this. Or Cheeky is more of your nude. So I think I'm going to go with Cheeky. I did bring up a NYX lip liner, so I'm going to line my lips real quick. And believe it or not, one of the things I love to do is to, get this off, is mix colors. I mix these two colors several times, and I do love doing that. I think I brought up, I did, my MAC paint pot in Painterly. And I'm just going to put this around the edge. This is also going to help your lip liner and your lipstick to stay a little bit more. Okay. Totally forgot to do my lip exfoliator this morning. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of the Cheeky. And you can see, I always got to watch because I get some in my teeth. This is a perfect nude shade. So this is not something that's overly done. It just looks simple and elegant. I love this color so much. I do have to fix my lips. I have one lip that's, one side that's higher than the other. So this side, I always have to cheat just a little. think God made us all with, nobody's perfect, so we all have things that are a little bit uneven with us, and that's my one thing. I have one side of my lip that's fuller than the other. Don't know why. But this is the finished look. I think it came out great. I think this is so appropriate for wearing to a wedding. It's got just enough of a glam look, with the shimmer on your lids, which I wear shimmer all the time, but it's got just enough to elevate it a little bit. Like if you were doing an everyday look, you may not want to put like a gold shimmer on your eyes, but I think this elevates it just enough. The makeup on my face and my cheeks and that is just, it's very elegant and subtle, and the lips are subtle. You could go, if it was more of an elegant red carpet one at night, you could do your eyes a little bit more subtle and put a bright red lip or something. If you were doing, I know a lot of weddings are doing the black and white theme at night and maybe some red and stuff like that. So with weddings and being a wedding guest, there are so many different ways to do your makeup. But this look, to me, this is something that I have done, or something very similar to this, to pretty much all of the weddings that I was in. I did either a neutral color like this, or I did do something like the retro palette with some soft mauves and colors like that, because I think they're very subtle. I didn't do blues and purples and things like that, but I think this is so appropriate for wearing to any wedding for this summer. So I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some ideas on how to do your makeup for any kind of upcoming wedding that you have coming up. But again, pick palettes that are like your neutral palettes and even ColourPop. As I was saying, ColourPop's got some great neutral palettes out there that I think would work just as well as these. I'm partial to Natasha Denona because I love her formulas and I love how well they work. So with that, go out, have yourself a wonderful, blessed day. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy your days. We're sunny now. We're supposed to get rain this afternoon. Michigan, I tell you, it's like every other day is raining, but that's okay. We've got beautiful green grass and beautiful flowers out there. So go out, have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll see you again in my next video.